Welcome back. Let's put this in the ether. This I keep coming across this idea that it's not fair for a woman not to get alimony if she sacrificed her career, her time to be a homemaker, to be a wife, right? The reason why it irks me, they say that they make it seem like the guys don't sacrifice anything, right? And in actuality, men sacrifice a lot, right? Women just only sacrifice her career to be a homemaker, right? What do guys sacrifice? Right? When the guys are in a committed relationship with the woman, what do he sacrifice? He sacrifices his life, right? And his time, right? If something goes down, he had to protect his kid and his wife, right? This whole illusion that I think it's unfair for a woman not to get alimony if she had to sacrifice her time, her life, her career, and what if they get a divorce and she's end up in the street? It's like wait a minute. So all the things that guys sacrifices don't count, right? Guys sacrifice a lot, right? If a robber, if a thief break into a house, right? Break into a house, who had to figure out what sound that it come from? Who had to go downstairs to investigate the noise downstairs? Who had to do that? Right? Guys have a lot of things to sacrifice. He's sacrificing his life. If he gets shot, if he get murdered, right? If there's a home invader, the first person to get shot is the man. He had to protect his wife and his kid no matter what. That's the type of sacrifice this guy put to. And the whole what? Society are saying like guys don't sacrifice anything. Guys sacrifice a lot of things, right? The number one sacrifice is his life. Do a woman sacrifice her life? No. Woman it's just alimony, right? And not only that, when a guy sacrifices his whole money, right? That's basically his whole fortune. He's paying something to a woman that doesn't even deserve it. Most of the time, this alimony goes to the woman that doesn't even deserve it. Right? Most of the time, it goes to a woman that doesn't even have a career to begin with. Right? Most of the time, this woman already have money as it is. Right? Who to say women deserve this and deserve that? I don't think women deserve anyone's money at all. I don't think if I divorce a woman, I don't think I deserve her money and she doesn't deserve my money. It's 50-50. We split everything 50-50. Right? And to say that when a woman get into marriage, she had to sacrifice all this stuff. Okay? A man getting into a marriage, he sacrificed a lot of things as well. Right? People always tend to neglect the fact that men have something to sacrifice. Neglect the fact that the idea that men sacrifice something. Men always sacrifice something, right? Whatever his life is, if it is, right? He sacrifices time. He sacrifices friend, right? Most marriages, men sacrifice his friend just to be with their family. He can't hang out with them no more. He sacrifices that he don't have a social life. His social life is dedicated to his family. That's what men sacrifices, right? And they make it seem like, okay, you have to be home and watch the kid. That's not a lot to sacrifice, right? Most guys would even want to be a housewife if that's the case, right? So I might be different. I don't know about you, right? But I hate this idea that the world keeps saying that guys don't sacrifice anything. We sacrifice a lot of things for our family, right? The husband sacrificed a lot of things. Where's the appreciation for the husband? It's always one-sided. It's always looking at one side, and this comes from a woman. Of course, a woman doesn't favor the men, her side, a woman's side than it is the men's side, right? And I'm just tired of that. I'm tired of the men getting shafted at the end and not being valued and not being respected, right? Acting like we're just there for the sake of being there. We're just there in a marriage for the sake of being married, right? Men go through a lot of stuff. Men put a lot of effort into their family. If anything, men are more willing to make the family work. Men are willing to sacrifice stuff so you won't break up with the family. Right? The reason why men don't want to get the divorce is because they break up the family. Because most men are out there are family oriented. It's not about the money. Right? Yeah, money play a role. I won't lie. But most likely, guys are willing to work out with a woman to make the family works. Right? If anything, women sacrifice herself just for the alimony money. That's what it is. Women will sacrifice her family just to get alimony money. Right? This is why I'm so proponent of a prenuptial agreement. Right? Because prenuptial agreement helps both sides out. Especially when you come into a marriage with equal assets. It protects the female and it protects the male. But most women don't understand what the purpose of prenup. They only think that prenups only favor the men. No, prenup favor both sides. It makes the divorce easier, right? It makes divorce faster and easier, and that's what you want when you divorce people. You want to make the transition smooth as possible, because last thing you want is a long argumentative divorce, right? But back to my point, right? We sacrifice a lot of things, right? It's time for men to know their worth, right? Men, we go through a lot of shit. We crawl into the dirt and mud just to be in a relationship with a woman. We'll do anything just to make our relationship work. We go to a psychiatrist, a family therapist, just to make it work, just to please the woman. And what do we get at the end of the day? We still gonna get a divorce by a woman, right? And this whole notion that men don't sacrifice anything, that's all BS. Men sacrifice a lot of stuff, right? They make it seem like that woman is the only one that sacrifices themselves. Right? And especially this day and age, most women don't even want to sacrifice being a housewife. They rather be a career. And I think that's even more, I think that's even more worse to get alimony. You have a career and now you want alimony. What happened to strong and independent? If you have a career, why would you want an alimony for it? You already have a career for yourself, right? I understand, like, if you're a homemaker, you sacrifice your career. You don't have any work ethics, but that's still not the fact that you're entitled to any alimony. You could start a business. Just because you're a housewife for most of your life, that doesn't mean that you can't start a business. You could pull out a loan from the bank and start a small business and live off of that. Just because you're old, you can't work. I hate that. Like, what happened to strong and independent, right? And you're entitled to people's money. They like to use this fallacy, like, oh, she sacrificed to being a mom, and what happens if she get divorced? She gonna need some money, she gotta be just thrown on the street. You know there's other venues of making money and then just go work for a job. You can start a small business. Alright? They don't understand that fact. Get a small business loan. Open a boutique or something. They can still make money. Women act like that just because they're old, they can't make money, they can't work. Right? I'm being the devil advocate here, right? I don't care. If she's a housewife and she get divorced, that she's usually the housewife always pull out the divorce card. And if you pull out the divorce card, you make the decision of wanting to get divorced. So if you make the decision of wanting to get divorced, you're not entitled to an alimony. That's what I think. You're not entitled to alimony. Housewives are not entitled to alimony. I think that's gonna make my title for this video. Right? They act like they sacrifice everything. As if the men didn't sacrifice anything. Men sacrifice a lot of things. Right? As if they can't go back to work after they get divorced. Housewives go to work all the time. Go back to work after divorce all the time. And most housewives don't even take alimony. Right? Just because you're a housewife, you sacrifice your career and you're a housewife, and suddenly you decide to pull the divorce card, that doesn't mean you can't go back to work. Right? Go back to work, go start a business or something. Right? I don't think women entitled to no man's money, especially if they never work for it. Right? And if they divorce, so what? If they sacrifice of being a housewife, so what? They can always get a job, right? And don't use the excuse that, oh, women can't find a job. Women get hired more often than men, right? Men are least likely to lose a job position to women. So women are more inclined or likely to get a job if they go look for it. It's harder for a man to look for a job compared to a woman, right? No matter what age she is, she can find a job, right? So if she could initiate a divorce, she could find a job, and she's not entitled to alimony. That's what I think. All right, sacrificing. Oh, she's sacrificing being a housewife. So who to say that she gonna find a job? You could start a business. There's other things. There's multiple ways of doing things. You could go to your homies or your friends. Ask her to hire you, hook you up with a job. Well, that's how most of these women get a job in the first place. Alright? There's other ways of finding a job. There's other ways of making income in this country. Alright? Just because you're a divorced mom, a divorced housewife mom, that means you can't work. Alright? And just because you're a divorced housewife mom, choose to be a homemaker, and you divorced, doesn't mean you're entitled to a man's money. You didn't deserve it. Not unless you have your own money prior. But on that note, guys, I hate this idea of women always do the sacrificing as if the men never sacrifice anything. Men sacrifice a lot. I hate to be redundant, but sometimes I have to repeat myself to make the message clear. But I don't know, guys. Let me know you agree. Like, share, subscribe. Want to support my channel? I drop videos daily. I don't know, guys. As always, peace and blessings.